What is up, Buttercup? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for all Gemini placements. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and do not force it to fit. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. My name is Jordyn. I'm a master Reiki practitioner and spiritual and shamanic life coach. So, let's get into it, Gemini. Gemini. Let's see what's going on for my Geminis. I heard take time to reflect. 3 of Pentacles. I heard slow down. Yeah, 8 of Wands, Judgment in reverse. It's like work, 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 go, go, go. And the universe is like, poor decisions. Like, let's not do that. Like, let's slow down a little bit. Because this is free will energy with the minor arcana of the 3 and the 8, right? The ace to the 10 are minor arcana, free will choice energy, day-to-day activities. Whereas major arcana, like the Judgment card, Pluto Scorpio energy, by the way, are universal energy. It's energy that our soul is destined to encounter, right? So the universe is going to say to you, okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit. You might be trying to move things really quickly or might be experiencing a lot right now. So just allow yourself to kind of take a breather and acknowledge that it might not be in your favor to continue pushing forward or to move so quickly. Yeah, Hierophant. Ooh, you have a big lesson coming your way with the Hierophant. In regards to, so don't make any knee-jerk decisions in regards to your relationships right now, Gemini. With the 3 of Wands in reverse, you're going to have a lot of clarity come to you. It's, you don't even know that the person you're dealing with is about to go through a really big shift. So just be patient. Just be patient. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles, right? So you're like, oh my God, I've been patient, right? It's kind of the lesson of surrendering your timeline, right? And just allowing things to unfold as they're meant to, right? So let's see. Very divine connections. They're not going anywhere with the Hierophant and the Lovers. It's not going anywhere, right? It's meant to be here. Judgment in reverse just tells me that there might be some hiccups along the way. There's a need for a big shift. I want to look at these 3 first. They're together. Okay, they're showing me someone taking a sword out of the chest. To me, that's what I see in Reiki sessions. Swords are indicative of betrayal. This doesn't have to be external betrayal. This could be a betrayal from self as well. This feels like a self-imposed, okay, this has to do with limiting beliefs. Okay, so this is like a really big scarcity mindset. Not in regards to just money, but it's almost like their worth. Like, they're hypercritical. They're really hypercritical. This feels very constricting even through the back, which tells me that they're not even aware of how critical they are at times, because in the back it tells me that it's something that's not in their conscious awareness. It might be something that they really need to like sit and think about. So let's see what else we got going on here. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. This person just works for the sake of working, right? It's a distraction. They need to stay busy. If they stop and just sat in silence with themselves, they'd go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They really pride themselves on being productive, though. They really do. This person's more than their productivity, though. I feel like they need to acknowledge that. It's kind of a shame. It's almost like their worth is through how productive they are, and that's just not the case. They want so badly to create a new beginning. I feel like this is the person you're dealing with. I feel like both people are working towards, okay, this is the feminine. If I had to pick, this is Gemini. I need to do more. I need to do more. I have to keep going. I have a goal in mind. You two share this wound. You share it in different ways, though. Gemini feels very like, I want to be productive. I want to keep building. The person they're dealing with is like, I impulsively want to go in this direction. Now I want to go in this direction. Now I want to do this. Now I want to do that. They're like all over the place. They're really just not grounded. Very impulsive. They have so many ideas and they don't know which way to direct it. This creates a lot of instability. I want to see what's going on between the two. Let's look at the Lovers. All right, we got some power struggles. You're both like, what direction do we move in? I want to go this way. You want to go that way. And It's like you want to move in a direction together, but you both are set on your own directions right now, and there's like a disconnect there. It's almost like neither one of you is really like willing to give up what it is you're chasing, and that's okay. But there's like, well, how do we find this compromise, right? How do we have freedom for ourselves and this relationship, and yet still both pursue what we're meant to on a soul level? Right? Between the 9 and the 2 is the 7 of Wands, which tells me that you're both really like standing up for what it is that you want. It's leaving you at a catch-22 kind of though. Let's look at Judgment. Okay. There's something with the feminine side of the body. Okay, so both people struggle. It's not necessarily it's being present. It's not receiving, it's being present. Both very progressive, very progressive. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles, which is giving and receiving. Ace of Cups. I'm not going to lie, the way in which this love is exchanged feels very businesslike. Well, I gave you a gift the other day. Where's my gift? Right? Instead of just acknowledging, like, I did that because I wanted to. I didn't do it because I expected something in return. Temperance, yeah. So this is what we're healing. We're healing this idea of conditional or contractual relating, right? Or love or expression with each other. And so with Temperance there, it is finding that balance of the duality of the masculine and the feminine, learning the dance. I want to go to the Hierophant. These two are tied, very strong. Okay. This is old. This is, when I say old, I mean in the sense that you two have incarnated through this lesson many times. This is kind of like, I'm just going to shoot you straight. It's your make it or break it lesson. This is very contractual, even on a soul level. This is one of your bigger lessons you two have been really trying to, yeah, Page of Pentacles. So you're rebuilding. Yeah, you really have to learn to invest in this much. There we go. Yeah. It's not just authenticity though. This is a vulnerability. This is like a true vulnerability. Not like, I am being vulnerable. I'm telling you about my fears and my insecurities. No, it's like a true vulnerability of like, babe, I've had such a bad day today. And I'm really struggling to love myself. And I really just want to be babied. And I know like it makes me feel XYZ to even ask for that. But I'm hoping you can hear me. And okay, I hear you. Like, what do you need? Right? It's that kind of vulnerability of just like, I feel XYZ. And I don't know how to cope with myself right now. Right? And it's just kind of like allowing yourself to be seen. Right? Saying like, I feel shame or I feel guilt or I feel weak or, right? And allowing yourself to be seen in that and not to identify with the emotions. Just because you feel that way does not mean that you are, right? Just because you feel weak does not mean you're weak, right? It's a blip in time. It's a passing emotion, a passing experience. And that's part of the human experience, is to experience the spectrum of all emotions. It's getting to that real depth of seeing like, okay, like learning to express this and really offering the support as my partner's going through it. That's what's going to lead you to a new foundation, very stable foundation. 8 of Pentacles. I like this. Hermit in reverse. Yeah. So this avoidance or shutting down that you have with one another is really going to pass away. Your third eye and crown are very heavy though. There's way too much mental, not enough emotional. There's a need to really like bring yourselves down, ground back into the earth. If you struggle to visualize roots through the soles of your feet, if you do grounding meditations, one that I tell my clients very often is visualize Mother Earth as an actual figure in front of you, putting her hands on your shoulders and knowing that as she puts her hands on your shoulders, all that excess energy from your head down your neck, shoulders, torso, legs, all the way to the soles of your feet. All of it's being sucked out of your body and Mother Earth is taking it and grounding it for you, right? She's taking it and washing it into the earth, right? That will really allow you to release excess energy, especially if you visualize it. Visualization will really help you realize how powerful your mind is. And Gemini, you're mercurial. So the mind is very active for you as Mercury is your planet and it is the mind's planet. Okay? We have the Queen of Wands, King of Swords. You're a true pair. you move towards things very differently. King of Wands in reverse, Queen of Wands upright. Your the way you approach things and your passion towards things is very different. The Queen feels very like decisive. I've thought about it. I want to go after it. I've made my decision. I'm going to create it. Where the masculine is like, that sounds cool. And they go. They're out of there, right? And it's done. Decision made. No real thought. Just like, ooh, cool idea. Makes me feel good inside. Let me go. Whereas the masculine, the way in which you think and perceive things, I feel like the feminine is a little, kind of feels like Virgo, like a little more analytical, like really like thinking. Perfectionist, might be really like shy to pull the trigger on a decision. Whereas the masculine is kind of like, I study it, I know it, I got it, I could do that. Yeah, very different in the way that you move. And that's why you probably struggle to understand what direction you're moving in, because the way in which you perceive moving in and of itself is very different. If you learn to communicate how you move to one another, it will really help clear up the confusion. 7 of Cups in reverse. You're going to see really clearly that it's not time for either of you to make a big decision, right? Queen of Swords. You're going to wait for both of you to get on the same page. And with the Queen of Swords in reverse, it's almost like just because the masculine feels comfortable and clear on what they want, and the feminine has a good idea of how they want to feel in the new beginning, doesn't mean that the feminine knows what it is that, if they're okay with moving in the direction that the masculine is suggesting. This tells me that the feminine needs a little bit more time to really think about things before they commit, whereas the masculine might be a little bit more instantaneous with their decision making. So when it comes to the directions you want to move in as a couple, this would be a great way to say like, hey, give me like a few days. Just be realistic about your time frame. Like, hey, I might need to talk about this with you a few times, and I might just need to sit and think about it, journal about it. It might take me a few days or maybe a week, maybe a month. I don't know. It depends on the severity or the scale of this decision, right? The feminine feels like they just need some time to sit with themselves to really explore how they feel about it. Whereas the masculine is very, I know what I want, I'm gonna go get it. Yeah, 4 of Swords, there we go, perfect. Yeah, this is the feminine. This is definitely the feminine, because the feminine has the Knight of Pentacles over here too. They have it in the overall. When it comes to whatever decisions you make as a couple, the feminine, which is not female, it's just the energy, right? It's not gender. The one who is more like passive and receptive, nurturing and present, is going to need some more time to think about things before committing, Justice in reverse, committing to a contract or a major decision. They're just going to need some time. Yeah, because they need to make sure that it actually lights them up. If it doesn't, it's going to be disastrous, and you're going to continue repeating this cycle together. This is where that whole conversation of just because you're comfortable with the decision that you've come to does not mean that I'm on board with it yet. Can we please just like allow me to process it and see how I feel about it and talk about it when we both have clarity on how we think and feel and want to proceed, right? Healthy communication. Because people just move differently, and that's okay. That is okay. So let's see what else we got for you, Gemini. What advice do we have for Gemini? I heard speak clearly. Didn't mean to flip you off there. It's not my intention. Higher self. Your life purpose is calling. I feel like this is a real deep calling though for a more emotional connection. The hands are on the heart space, right? And the heart space is what's lighting up. It was actually in reverse when I pulled it out. I flipped it. So this tells me that there might be some denial of your own authenticity, which would also include the way in which you move or the way in which you proceed with your day-to-day activities, your thought process, or your physical self. Bottom of the deck, you have receive in reverse. Abundance is yours. Allow yourself to receive. So this is a really great time to practice like compassion and understanding for the fact that you and your partner move differently, allowing yourself to receive that support instead of like ridiculing one another. Oh, why do you need time to think? Like, it's so easy. Why can't you just see? It might not have anything to do with that. They probably do see, but seeing and understanding is much different than understanding and acknowledging how it resonates with you emotionally. Okay, so allow people the space and the compassion to get on board with what it is, or to decide that it's not going to work for me, right? Okay. Gemini, this is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want to be part of life coaching to learn more about how to progress in your romantic, personal, professional, and/or spiritual lifestyle, go ahead, check it out on my website. I am a spiritual and shamanic life coach with a background in biology and psychology. I also do personal tarot readings, energy healing as Reiki and/or shamanic quantum healing. I do mentorship for both of those healing modalities, whether it be a 4 or 6 month long mentorship program and/or a single day crash course. And other than that, I service globally, so no matter where you're located, we could always work together, and I'd love to be part of your journey with you. So go ahead, check it out. You get 15% off your first service with me, and subscribe to my mailing list, because all I really use it for is to shout out promos or new services and classes. So I'd love to be part of your journey. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.